Number 1. What are some of the worst nutritional trends you see in middle school kids today? What are some of the changes that a student athlete can make that will make the most difference in their nutrition?
That's a really good question. If you'd asked me a year ago, I probably would have made a guess and would have hoped or assumed that I would be correct. But this past year, I had the opportunity to work lunch duty for all three lunch shifts, and I was just absolutely floored to see what the kids actually got on their tray. By Monday and Tuesday, the ice cream and potato chips would be completely sold out for the whole school. So I think some of the worst things I'm seeing in nutrition is it's not just the selection, it's what these kids are picking and actually getting on their tray. The junk foods, the amount of carbs and starches is absolutely out of control. And I think one of the changes, I think we really need to re-educate our kids to let them understand that their nutrition and energy level is equated with the foods that they eat. And I'd really like to see our kids make better choices of eating some foods that are not fried and drinking and consuming a lot more water. So I just think there's a big area that the kids, we really need to work on as far as the nutrition for young kids of today.
Number 2. What do you want to see in middle school athletes today in regards to work ethic, attitude, self-discipline, or motivation?
I think I could answer that pretty easily. For me, I think I'd really like to see kids come in that have this individual sense of determination and self motivation. Kids nowadays come in thinking that they are far better skills, they think they have far better skills than they actually have, and for being told at a young age, oh, you're really good, they've lacked the discipline to just go out and spend time on their own, setting their own little goals for the day. And it seems like more kids come in and want to be the superstar and not put in the work ethic, the work that's needed for these kids to really excel. So I really would like to see these kids come in and be, I'm not sure if they're self-taught or if that's something you have to teach, but back in the days, I guess when I was a kid, that all the motivation was just internal, and I was driven. I just don't see very many kids coming through anymore that are just driven to excel and set little goals and to attain these goals. So motivation is important as well. And we have a lot of superstars, but a lot of our kids now just don't seem to want to go out there and put the work into it themselves.
Number 3. What can parents of athletes do to assist in their child's athletic success?
That's a good question. It kind of ties back into number 2. A lot of kids need a lot of encouragement, but they need the encouragement in the right direction. And if parents, it's going to take a lot to really re-educate the parents, but I think the parents need to tell their child that, yes, you can be great, but, you've got to put in the hours and put in the time and put in the dedication. And I'd like to just see our parents sit outside with the kids, and take them outside, for example, if they're playing basketball, and pass them the ball and say, let's shoot 100 shots together. And tell them, this is what you really need to do every day to be better, as opposed to being in the house giving them directions and get outside, go do this, go do that. But it may take the parents to actually be getting involved with them. But that kind of encouragement can be beneficial in two ways. It's great for the parents to spend time with their kids, but this way they can do it in a way that will help them become successful athletes down the road.
Number 4. In what direction do you see our athletic trend moving? Getting more students involved, as in gross numbers, better athletes, more quality, or intramural, everybody gets a ribbon?
I really see our schools trying to get more kids involved, trying to bring out the numbers, and getting students, whether they're participating in intramural league or just get out there and have a good time and more. I don't see our athletic program as programs designed on, let's take the students that are the cream of the crop and make them be the best of the best. And at the high school level, we compete, and everybody's goal is to get to the state tournament. We don't really gear our athletic periods in that direction. Everybody wants to win, but everybody at the same time wants us to get more kids out. I see that, you could easily split that up in two different ways. Keep the athletic program moving towards quality, but maybe provide an intramural program, something totally separate, where you're getting kids and getting numbers out. And it looks like our district and others are trying to do one and the same, get more numbers out and still keep the quality up, and that's just impossible. So I think it's going to take separating and teaching what the two differences are.
And last question, if you could see a change in our athletic program in regards to the athlete themselves, what would it be?
I think the number one change that I'd like to see is trying to teach all the kids that we have that in order to be successful, it takes quite a bit of individual determination and a strong sense of being determined to succeed. These kids need to understand that they can't just walk in and be a superstar overnight, and really be taught that it's going to take a lot of determination on their own. They need to set their individual goals, and it's going to take a lot of hard sweat and determination, and they have to be taught that is satisfying. Whether they succeed or become a super athlete or not, the success is truly on the road getting there. And too much in athletics or in athletes themselves, if they don't become first or get the first prize or get to the state tournament, they see themselves as a failure. But we need to teach these kids that along the way, it's the road and the challenge that they put forth in their effort that is the actual reward, and enjoying the road of getting there. But the individual determination and work ethics is something that I think the athletic programs need to really teach, that our program is only good as the individual student brings with them, and that's going to be their individual commitment and determination to be their best.